Halloween, 1978. What's there really to say about this movie that you haven't already heard? Halloween 2. This movie picks up immediately where the last one left off. This movie takes place primarily in Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. There are a lot of hot chicks working there. The film unfortunately took everything away you love about Michael Myers as a killer. The subtlety is completely gone. In part 1, the guy shows up here and there and disappears. In Halloween 2, we basically got over-the-shoulder camera shots of this guy and following through the streets. I mean, the whole mystique is really lost. There's a totally vacant hospital for most of the part. Have you ever seen that in reality, even at night? Michael has some really bad weapons in this one. Donald Pleasence's acting is over the top and worse than ever.
I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart.
Topped off with totally cheesy music cues.
Tell the sheriff I shot him.
Who?
Tell him he's still on the loose.
Is this some kind of joke? I've been trick-or-treated to death tonight.
You don't know what death is.
God, come on. Michael kills people for absolutely no reason in this one. He jumps up like a ninja doing it. I mean, right at the first kill, you start thinking to yourself, like, this is like weird. The kills are so manufactured and unrealistic. It's like Friday the 13th copied Halloween in the beginning, but then Halloween copied Friday the 13th. Once they saw how much people appreciated Halloween with the blood of Friday the 13th. Laurie is just out of it for most of the movie. She's really a non-character at this point. Really poor use of getting your central character back. Of course, the most bizarre scene in this whole entire movie, which I've seen other reviews talk about, Ben Tramer getting hit with the police car? I mean, it makes absolutely no sense at all. The cop seems to be driving at uncontrollably high speeds down a residential neighborhood, plows right into a kid, into an ambulance or some other truck, whatever. Probably the most bizarre scene of the movie. I mean, the movie glitch is really weird here too, because after the kid gets hit with a car, he collapses on the hood of the cop car, which is normal because he's dead, but then in the next scene, he's like standing back up again. I guess that was like just to show Loomis looking at the mask of Michael burning. I mean, it would be more effective if he was up. I don't know. Bad editing. The movie really drags too, big time. Like, there's just a lot of scenes that are just like, you start looking around the room like, is something gonna happen? You know, there's a lot of that kind of good thing going on. Then we get really stupid. Michael breaks into his school, stabs a picture of a sister, and writes Sam Hain on the blackboard? Like, what is that? The weird scene where Jimmy comes out to the car Laurie is hiding in, as like he's just out of it, like Laurie was for the whole movie. Like, everyone on drugs on Halloween night? I mean, they're all so friggin' out of it in this movie. It's just like really weird. They're all spaced out. The true downside of the entire movie was the fact that Laurie's Michael's sister now. It completely takes the ghostly boogeyman feel out of the character. Now it's just some cliche plotline of a man on a mission to kill his entire family, rather than an amazing movie about an insane person with no rhyme or reason who got fixated on a girl who dropped a key off at his house, only further showing us that the true psychotic killers who get their triggers tripped at any time can become fixated on any of us, and no one is safe. Now that's just his sister, if you're not related to Michael or in his way, you're safe. Yawn. What we really have to delve into here is Dick Warlock. Dick Warlock gives a terrible performance, which almost ruined the entire movie for me. It will never truly feel like an extension of Part 1 for 3 reasons. The time of year it was shot, completely different from Part 1, the music, and Dick Warlock. In an interview, Dick Warlock says he gave this amazingly stiff robotic performance due to the scene in Halloween 1 where Michael turns his head like a robot. Dick? He did that once to personify unstoppable evil. You don't see the difference in doing that once in a scene that was so crucial into building the ultimate fear to the audience of an unstoppable guy, to putting on a robot vibe throughout the entire movie? Do you really think it was a good idea to base how you played Michael off 5% of his performance as opposed to the other 95%, where he acted completely human? Do you all want a real laugh? Okay, let's watch Dick Warlock not drop the stiff robotic shtick during a scene in which a robot walk would look completely ridiculous. Here's how you walk through a door, Dick. Have you ever seen anyone walk with this much enthusiasm through one of those thick hospital window doors? I mean, what is this? There is one way to make his performance work in your own mind, in case I just ruined the movie for you, and here it is. Maybe Michael walks so stiff because of the 6 bullets and falling from like 20 feet in the first movie, that it gave him like a form of paralysis on some level, and he really can't move as naturally as he once did. That's how I think of it to make myself feel better. In his defense, the character of Michael was poorly directed. In Halloween 1, he moved with the vigor of a 21-year-old man. In this one, he seems like he knows he's in a horror movie, and he has to walk slow to build suspense so the victim just gets away. It just seems very forced and unnatural. He's like almost sleepwalking at this point. The worst example is the elevator scene. I don't feel he truly wants to get her. I feel like I'm just watching a movie and they said walk slowly towards the victim and she'll get away at the last second. All in all, if you loved Halloween, you'll probably like this. It's everything Halloween wasn't, but it's still Halloween 2. It captures a time in the world that's gone. Halloween 2 seems to exist in its own little world. It really has that atmosphere and the music. It's like an enclosed town that we all want to live in trick-or-treating or something. Despite all the ripping I did, I really love this movie. I bought it on VHS, I bought it on DVD, and I bought it on Blu-ray. It has its flaws, but I love it. Halloween 3. Now I like this movie for the same exact reason I love Halloween 2. The music and atmosphere. The story is pretty cool too. I could go all night about the mistakes in this one, but look, people already hate this movie because Michael isn't in it, so do I really have to pour it on? Halloween 4. Okay, here's where things get really muddled up, yet result in a good movie. It's 10 years after Michael explodes with Loomis in the hospital and the whole thing where he went after Laurie. Michael becomes conscious on a level enough to end the lives of a few more people again. And he hears that Jamie Lloyd, his niece, is in the vicinity. Now, because Carpenter got the ball rolling with the sister bullshit in part 2, it's only natural that the writers of part 4 would keep up that angle and keep Michael ending all the lives of anyone in the old family tree. I love the enthusiasm, but George Wilbur looked terrible as Michael. He was way too fat, and with that mask, Michael just looked terrible in general. What is that shit on Loomis's face? Good lord, that's gross. It's supposed to be scars from the explosion in part 2, as if he would have survived that in the first place. But the scar gets less and less offensive looking as the movie goes on, thank God.
Mom, I'm on a diet. You want an oinker for daughter?
Rachel says she's on a diet. What does she eat for breakfast, you ask? Banana? Apple? 1 piece of whole wheat toast? No. A bagel. Only 345 calories. Stupid kills. A thumb in a guy's forehead? Why not stick it in his eyeball or something? Police officer killed with his arm wrapped around his neck or his head twisted, who the hell knows? A gun rammed through a girl? It would have been cool, but honey, put your arms down, make it look sorta real. One of the worst masks in the series. I used to love that clean look, but these days I just think it's odd. There were actually a few used in this movie. Even one that had blonde hair, and when he gets out of the chair and he goes to kill the girl with that gun, it looks like a Chinese person or something. Very strange. There's one really funny part in the movie. A bunch of neighborhood kids all dress up as Michael Myers, kind of to play a prank on the police. And as they're all standing around, Loomis goes to shoot one of them. And the kid pulls the mask off, and he says, don't shoot, don't shoot. And then one of the kids go, haha, you thought it was me, didn't you? Haha. Now, what did he mean by that? Because shouldn't have Loomis's reply been, no, it is you. I thought it was Michael Myers. One really weird part is like when they try to leave the Meeker house, they claim they need a key to get out of the house. Have you ever heard of anyone needing a key to unlock your front door while you were in the house? Don't keys usually go in the door from the outside? Brady shoots the lock on the door and says, damn it, it's metal. As opposed to what? glass or wood? What did he think the lock was made out of? Michael walking on the roof was really bad. Michael from part 1 would have never walked on a fucking roof. Where's the subtlety? Where's the sleek stalker we all come to know and love? What are we watching here? This is not Michael Myers. Anyway, the movie has one of the greatest endings ever. All in all, this is a really good movie. Maybe not technically good, but really good for a Halloween fan. I love it and will watch it every year in October. Halloween 5 is probably one of the worst movies in a popular horror movie franchise. This really takes the cake. It starts off where part 4 left off, and we see Michael floating down the river. You see this weird protrusion from his back, like you could see the bodysuit underneath his jumpsuit to make him look bigger. Really just a bad movie right from the start. Somehow his mask changed too. I cannot stand the whole Jamie lost her voice angle. Good God, what were they thinking? Because Michael passed the evil to her in Halloween 4, she lost her voice? Are they trying to tie that to the idea into part 1 where Michael didn't speak for 15 years? Are they trying to imply that if you become a psycho killer, you lose your voice? Wow, just watching those scenes makes me lose my breath. Loomis has more terrible cliche Halloween lines.
You think if you kill them all, it will go away? It won't.
They weren't really cliche until this movie. Now it's just like, oh, another one? At this point, Donald had to be thinking to himself, why am I being loyal to this franchise when they insist on making bullshit like this? Now Jamie Lloyd is a psychic with premonitions? Are you kidding me? No one on Earth has that ability. It's a fact, otherwise they'd just be playing the lottery every day. They kill off the main character from Halloween 4 in the first few minutes? And the secondary character from part 4 is now a mute? That's worse than taking your lead from part 1 and making her completely out of it and like a non-character in part 2. You replace this great character Rachel with this annoying character Tina? Oh boy. They completely changed the Myers house. It went from being this amazingly scary old house to this odd Victorian house that's blue. What the hell were they thinking? This is like a Halloween from another world. This was just boring and I didn't care about anybody. The cop scene was really bad. They play clown cartoon music when they show up. Can you imagine them doing this in Halloween 1? Here, I'll make it happen and you tell me if this is a true homage to the original.
Hi, Annie. Laurie.
Hi, Dad.
Bye, girls.
Bye, Dad.
The bad scenes just go on and on. I have no more to say about this. Well, I do, but enough said about Halloween 5. Halloween 6. Now you see, Halloween 6 is a pretty good Halloween movie to me. It's not a good movie, mind you, but a good Halloween movie. It has a really great atmosphere to it, nice music too. There's even a character doing a radio show in it. A little bit of horror trivia, the guy who's supposed to be cast to do that radio show host is the greatest, the one and only Howard Stern. Yep, they offered him the role, but his agent Don Buchwald recommended he turn it down. Too bad, that could have made this movie really special. I like all the characters in this one, especially the dad. The dinner scene was really classic, just great stuff. George Wilbur from part 4 came back to play Michael again in part 6. There were a lot of great scenes in this one. Then of course, there's a lot of bad ones. We start off with Tommy Doyle, all grown up from part 1. He, just by listening to a phone call on a radio station, stumbles upon a baby of 15-year-old Jamie Lloyd. Wow, no passengers or cops heard this baby crying all morning? Michael now belongs to this lame-ass cult called Thorn because all the constellation of the stars he kills on Halloween night each time it appears in the sky or some bullshit. When it really gets stupid is when Michael leaves his cult calling card. Are we to believe that he burned that into the hay with fire before he left the scene? Is this a joke? Can you picture the simplistic Michael Myers from part 1? Killing Annie and then leaving that shit on her garage door or something? That's what bothers me about this whole cult thing. Now we're to believe this mysterious ghostly stalker was just acting on his cult orders in part 1? Really? That's just as bad as thinking that Jason from Friday the 13th, like part 2 days with a sack on his head, is indestructible because he has a worm living inside him that keeps him alive through any kind of damage. Because that's what they did in Friday the 13th, Jason Goes to Hell. I just don't relate sequels to their movies prior to them. Anyway, this could have been a good movie. It has a lot of qualities. It's a little slow at times, but the true flaw is giving Michael further explanation. It was bad enough when Carpenter provided an explanation with the sister angle in part 2. Rob Zombie took it to a whole new level by giving Michael this cliche childhood. Killing animals, bullied at school, mom's a stripper, parents divorced, stepdad is a waste-of-life loser who torments them, his sister's a bitch. I mean, what's next? Is Rob Zombie gonna claim Michael doesn't speak for 15 years because he was pouting and completely take the mystique away from that as well? Oh, wait. That is why Michael stopped talking in the remake. Because he was throwing a hissy fit at Loomis and said, well, I'm not gonna speak anymore if I can't get my way. Huh. Wow, way to leave something to the imagination, Rob. What can I say about H2O? It was shot beautifully. The way it was shot added the class that the series lost along the way. And yes, it did lose the class that all Halloween fans think it maintained. Want some examples of the not-so-classy Halloween moments?
The only reason she babysits is to have a place.
Shit. I have a place for that.
First I rip your clothes off.
Don't rip my blouse. It's expensive, idiot.
Then you rip my clothes off. Then we rip Lindsay's clothes off. Yeah, I think I got it.
Totally.
See anything you like?
It looks like a goddamn homecoming.
Julie said he was so creepy.
Julie's full of shit. Well, she's a goddamn moron anyway.
Every other word you say is either hell or shit or damn.
Sorry. I guess I just fuck up all the time. Amazing grace, come sit on my face. Don't make me cry, I need your pie.
Hey, Cochran! Fuck you!
Ooh, shh, easy.
It's all right. It's all right. It don't matter to me.
Where do you want to sleep, Dr. Chalice?
That's a dumb question, Miss Grimbridge.
Wait a minute. How old are you?
Relax.
Kids with silver shamrock masks, gather round your TV set. Put on your masks and watch.
Honey, don't get too close.
Boogeyman, boogeyman. Jamie's uncle's a boogeyman. How come your mom didn't make you a costume, Jamie? How could you? Her mommy's dead. Jamie's mommy's a mummy. Stop it, okay? Stop it!
I think tonight Brady was ready to make a commitment.
Ooh, I think I'm in heaven.
Little Enough of this Michael Myers bullshit!
Kids, my dear Deborah, what's ruining this country? Everywhere you go, it's the same damn thing. There's no goddamn respect. Oh, yeah, that's it, Deborah. Just keep slipping her the cash. You know, while you're at it, I got a great idea. Here, why don't you give her all of our goddamn money? Before you came around, everything was going fine. Till you landed on our doorstep. You and that little bastard even.
I bet she wears crotchless panties and barks like a dog.
Your sister would kill us if she knew we did it in her bed.
Can I get another glass of Chardonnay, please?
What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Yeah, I know. Some of those weren't classless, but hey, I'm just having fun. Anyway, H2O was the perfect ending to the franchise. So I will just leave it there, because as far as I'm concerned, it is over. Guys, I know I ripped on a lot of the parts of a lot of the movies, but look, I'm just having fun. I love the franchise, it's great. I recommend Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. And even 2009's Halloween 2. I know a lot of people hated it, but I really think it's a good movie.